afternoon, everyone. Howdy from Texas. I'm glad you joined us for VMIX workflow today. Glad to be a part of 4ME conference, and I thank God for AJ and his vision um, to evangelize the world through the medium of live streaming and just technology in general. So, um, I've had somewhat of an eventful day. I had a family emergency today, so I'm running a little late. But um, I'm just glad to see everyone that's come in. Um, we're going to get into um, understanding VMix and the workflow of VMix, and I'm going to switch over to. I don't know why I have a dark square over my image here. I'm seeing it in my multi-view. I'm not seeing it over in my live feed here. So um, it's interesting. But anyway, so we're going to get in, and I'm going to switch over to it. So this is, as you can see, I'm here, and I don't know what the black square box on the right on my program out is. It's a box that just popped up today. So um, make sure all my overlays off. All my overlays off. So we're into VMix. This is the Pro edition. They have several additions to VMix. I'm trying to get in. Hey, Don. So I'm trying to get into um, um, how workflow works here at the church. Now, as you can see right here, this NDI input number 7 comes from another computer that sits behind me next to our soundboard. And this is how we bring our scripture in through this NDI setting. And so we don't have to hardwire except for through Ethernet over to our live streaming PC, which is hardware we're using is Blackmagic Design Quad, um, which is a 4K card, capture card. It seems like we're having some electrical surges too, so hopefully we don't lose the stream. Oh, you say sound is a little low. Let me see if I can adjust that sound up here. A little raspy too. Not there. So, let's see. Let's see. Move him back here. I hope you can see it on the screen. So, audio up a little bit. Might be coming from the soundboard. Let me try it from the soundboard. See if I can raise the levels over there and give me a little more gain. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're gonna see if that fixed. Did that fix the audio any? No, it's not. Okay, let me go in VMix. We're gonna fix it here in VMix. Let's go to General. Let's go to Audio Settings. So here in our audio settings, as y'all see, my audio is sort of low here. So we're gonna go into. Where's audio? Let's see if we can gain up a little bit. Testing, 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 testing. I shouldn't have to do it there, but I probably should have did it on the board. Now our musicians just left with a band rehearsal, so they may reset our board different than what we had last week in our live stream. And let me see if I can delay this. And that's my niece just walked in for everybody to say hi, niece. You been live streaming around the world. So, um, so as you can see, I'm trying to get the audio up. The audio came up a little bit here, and let me go into audio settings here. See if I could fix it over here. So as you can see, I can drag the audio input here, and as I was telling you a few minutes ago, we have. Let me drag this down a little bit so you can see all the audio, that's coming in. So we'll stick on audio since we're having some audio difficulties right now. So if I had a camera on HDMI input 1 that was bringing an HDMI signal with a microphone input from the camera in, it would be picked up on Decklink quad 1. Same thing on quad 2. You can bring up to 4 quads into the production. I'm only using 3 on my quad capture card here from Blackmagic Design. And so we're bringing it in, and then this is my input. I don't know if you can see it. This is my input here, coming over from my Yamaha LS9, which will be retired today. We're going with the X32. Just got all the equipment in today, so we'll be installing that on Monday. And so, as you can see, I have all these audio inputs. Now, some of these audio inputs are that's here. Let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit. Yeah, stretch it out a little bit. So, we also have like these are 4ME conference videos here on input 29, 30, and 28, 29, and 30. So it has audio with it. And so as you can see, it shows up in your audio mixer on VMIX. And so here you can control how you want the audio. You can assign it to buses here. You can assign it to the master layer here. Also, NDI brings in video. So I think, so yeah, the NDI, that's from another laptop that was bringing in NDI that I don't have hooked up at the time. And I also can bring audio in from my phone, and I'm going to see if you look in the preview section. I can bring my phone in. Let me drag this down so you can see me working with my phone here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to switch to this other camera too. There's the camera behind me. Oh, maybe you won't be able to see it. But I'm getting ready to open that NDI up on my phone. So if I bring the NDI in over my phone, you can, I don't like that. I had the phone hooked up to the USB-C connection. I know. So let's find the NDI app here. And NDI. Okay, NewTek NDI. So as I bring my NewTek NDI up, once and I need to mute the audio coming in from it so we won't get a loop here. I'm going to minimize that for right now. And we'll see if we can find the NDI camera. Okay, here it is. Put it over in preview for you to see. So this is my NDI camera input. As you can see, it integrates very well with VMIX. If I wanted to send audio over to NDI, we can do that as well. So I guess it's not. Let's see if we can see it here. Yeah. Let me turn it on and see if it comes in and shows up. Okay. Yeah. So input 37 right here is my NDI input coming in from this phone, and right now it's in preview, so it's showing audio. I can switch over to it, but I'm hoping I don't get a loop back, and I'm going to turn off this other microphone and I'm going to switch over to it. Let me put it in. Well, it's in preview. So let's just hit the space bar and turn this microphone off at the same time. So as you just saw, and this is the audio coming in from the phone, coming in over NDI, and I can, use the phone to, and monitor it. Now, as you can see, the chat is here, and that's from the website from the conference there. And so, as you can see, there's a loop on the audio. Well, if I turn my headphones down, sitting next to me, there's a loop on the audio, and hopefully the audio levels are better on this phone than they are on the microphone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk back over to the LS9 and I'm going to take you with me. So here's my other setup. This is our Easy Worship setup that we're sending over through NDI over to the VMIX computer. So this is our soundboard that we're getting ready to retire. This is the LS9. So I may need to go in and add a little more gain, and because I do think they turned my gain down when they had band rehearsal today. So we're gonna walk back over. Hopefully you can still hear the audio. I can still see it. And it appears to be good audio. Bumping the red just a little bit. And so we'll get out of this for us. Audio input from NDI. Okay. And so I'm gonna go back to my microphone here, and I'm gonna kill the audio on the NDI app on my cell phone. Okay. And I guess I need to take that out of preview too. And put this in preview. Okay. So, and I'm gonna put my multi-view back up here so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So this is the multi-view, so you can see me working inside of VMIX here. And I'm gonna prop this camera phone here. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better. It is a little bit better. I'm gonna go back to the audio mixer. I'm gonna go back and make some other adjustments in the input coming in from the microphone. So I'm gonna click on the gear icon here, and I think it, you know what, it may be coming low on the on my audio interface. Let's try that too. Okay, make an adjustment on my audio interface. So the audio still appears to be a little low here. Let me see if I can fix it. Take it off auto and see where the gain is here. Test, 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 test. I think my input coming in low. Let me check my master send from my board to see why my audio is so low. And that should be a little bit better. Yep. So I need to start bagging off some stuff on this side. Okay. So uncheck this. Check it back in. And bring the audio up a little bit. Okay. You should hear me a little bit better. Let's do it again. Not holding on to it. Okay. It should be a little bit better. Sorry about that. So as you can see, this is our audio mixer on VMIX, and like I say, you can send it to several different, assign it to several different buses. I have things on the A bus like VMIX caller or Zoom callers to bring in and out from different Zoom callers, and I probably should have had a thing set up to where we could actually test that with Zoom callers. And so as you can see, these are the different inputs we have. This is my camera 1. That's my camera 1. That's my camera 2. My camera 3. Camera 4, which is the webcam directly at me. And then I have another webcam that's behind me, as you can see here. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, the band was here today, and they had rehearsal unexpectedly, so they came in and made some changes to my soundboard. So I should have recalled the board prior to getting on the stream. And that's some of the check things that you have to do when you serve in media ministry. Normally, I get to church an hour before time to run through a checklist of things that we check. We check the sound, we check the video, we check the speed of our connection. Then we go around and check the microphones, make sure the wireless microphones have batteries and things like that in it. So, but again, this is sort of our setup of how we flow through VMIX. And these are some still images. This is a JPEG image that we can use for a background. Same here. This is our overlay channel. We have 4 overlay channels that's outside of the input on the master overlay, is what I like to call it. And so if I wanted to overlay this video on top of a video, let's take me live here for a second and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so that's me live. So if I wanted to come back and overlay this, I will go to the input channel, and I'm gonna go to the input channel and bring it up, and then I'll show it to you. So here it is here. So I'm gonna hit overlay number 2. Then I'm gonna go back to the multi-view so you can see what I did here. So as you can see, the overlays the video. Right now there's nothing on the output here because I don't know what this black box is that just recently showed up. I don't know if Windows did any updates, but it shouldn't have. And then the overlay channel is here. So if you can see, I could click this overlay, it just disappears and reappear. Now you can also build what's called layers, and I think we did that last week, where this input here is a multi-shot layer that's been done in this particular input here. And as you see here, if I go to layers, you can see the different inputs of layers here. And like the lower third there, I can go find that lower third. Which input number is that? Let me click out of it for a second. So it's input number 15. So I'm going to go back to this, and so I'm going to go to here, and then I look for input number 15, and it'll put that over the bottom of the screen. And I can put up to 10 overlays in this particular input. And so in this particular input, I can have a virtual input set off to the side to where all this is already in the input, and I would have still clean video on my regular camera input, and then I could just use this to transition into my live feed, going out to the stream as well as going out to our iMag. So, and let's see what else we can build on that. Let me see if I can find our church logo here. We use a logo bug. I'm going to go to add, and let's see if we can find image. Yep, so we're going to browse for the image, look on our server, shared drive, go to our audio video folder, and I need to clean this folder here up. And so I'm going to look for logo. Well, we'll use this happy birthday because I don't think AJ wanted us to use our particular church. So we'll use this happy birthday logo, and I'm going to go into this happy birthday logo, and I'm going to scale it down. So I'm going to go into position here, and I'm going to drag it around a little bit, and then I'm going to shrink it. I want to crop it down a little. What is it? Let's reset that. Thought it was position adjust, and no, I think it's position. Let's see. Yeah, it's this. Okay, zoom. So we're gonna create this happy birthday logo bug. Then we're gonna come here and we're gonna drag it down to, let's put it in the right corner here. So if you have a birthday today, my granddaughter had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Kai. So we now have the logo bug, as you can see on this particular input in this corner. So now we're going to go back to the multi-view we had set up in input number 34. And so I'm going to go to the layer section, and I'm going to go here to number 6, and I'm going to find number 38, which is the happy birthday. And so I'm going to close this, and so as you can see now, the happy birthday is here. And so if I switch to this input, then you will see all that move over together. I think AJ called us this super source in the ATEM line of products. So, but you have a super source within your layer, within your input on what's called layers and multi-view. And so get out of that. Yeah, that's fine. So let me see. Anyone have any questions? And again, this is a shot here for this is how my primary monitor here looks. That's going to my interface. And normally up on this screen there, we either monitor YouTube and monitor Facebook to see how the health of our stream, or we could do another multi-view. We can create a multi-view to show up there on that top monitor up there. But this is the setup that we use. And then also here we can click, as you saw me click here. Let me put you back in the interface so you can see what I just did. So here I'm gonna unclick this. So we have a Facebook lower third bug, so we can pop that in, tell people to like and share. Normally we say like and share on this, and actually I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do it live on the stream. So right click on this input, go to title editor. So when you go to title editor, you can say like and share, and then you can add this here, so when you need to use it again, your like and share is here. So close it, and as you see, it says like and share here. And then actually this input has multiple boxes, so we can go here, we can say howdy, for ME, and as you can tell, I'm not a typist. So now when I close the input, oops, okay, so it's too big. So what we can do, we'll go back into it, and probably need to switch that around. Yeah, I better switch that around. Let's do this. Cut this out of here, paste it in here, and then come back here and say like and share. And then add that. And so if you look here, it added what I did the second time as something different from what I did the first time. And so close the input, and now it says like and share, but now it's unscaled. So now I can go back in to it and scale it down some. I'm gonna drag this over to this side here so I can see it. But if you look right here, it's not scaled within this white box. So I can go here and just keep hitting the minus sign until it appears and scale within the box of the lower third input for this logo bug for Facebook. And same thing here on this. This is something we're currently working on for YouTube. So I'm not finished with that exactly yet. But again, this is part of our workflow here. And the other part of the workflow that we normally work through, and I don't have multiple people here from our ministry that could show you, but one of the things that we do, we're talking back and forth trying to set up camera shots. And I know Stephanie last week, I learned a lot from her class last week, where she talked about, squaring up your camera shots prior to going to it. And so that's what we tried to do. And let me see if I get the stage lights on. Maybe it'll illuminate Sanctuary a little bit more. Okay, so this is camera 2 here, right here. It's camera 2. And normally, let's switch on camera 2 on the controller. So normally we would have this shot here already set up like so. a wide shot, and we try to get the stream off the for IMAG, get that off, and we get a wide shot there. And then on camera 1, we come down, and I think we have a pre-position button. Okay, so on camera 1 we try to get a tight shot like that on camera 1. Now another thing that we're able to do, and hopefully you can see this pop up on the screen. Yes, you can. Okay, so our cameras, we use the GUI interface to sort of power them on and power them off, or make the necessary adjustments we need to make. And so the camera, I guess we're using too much resources right now, but that's the camera. And I can also move the camera from this GUI interface. But and same thing in VMIX. VMIX also has a controller, and so that's one of our cameras there. And then we have another camera here. Come on. I think we've been having some network issues. So this is our other shot normally of our musician and band here on our interface that's coming in directly from the camera itself. And then we input the camera, like I say, into the Decklink quad card that's in the computer, and then we input it into VMIX. And so these are the 3 camera shots we currently have. Also, sometimes what we do, we take the iPad. If we want to walk around the sanctuary and get shots, we take the iPad and go over NDI as a wide shot and sort of get the reactions of the congregation as they're in worship. And so that's another tool that I like about using the camera interface. And then if we need to go in and make any modifications to the camera setting, you got different settings. Like on these particular cameras, you can set it to have different priorities. The IP mode, SD card, you can record to the SD, USB, or NDI HX. And that may be part of our problem with our cameras, because we're doing it IP versus NDI HX. Now NDI HX compresses the video versus having uncompressed video, and so uncompressed video going across a network that's being shared also with our Wi-Fi here at the church sometimes creates a problem. Sometimes we have to go into our unified controller and shut down the Wi-Fi to extend our bandwidth, because sometimes people in church, they're trying to live stream off their phone using our Wi-Fi. And so if we see that we're bogging down, we just go in and clip the Wi-Fi, so that way it doesn't adversely affect our stream. And so on this particular camera, I just switched it over to NDI HX. It was running off the IP, so I may have to do it on this camera also. Let's see. Yeah, it's also running. So I'm gonna put this in NDI HX mode, and as you saw it refresh, hopefully it changed. I probably need to put this camera also in NDI HX mode, and so that way I caught myself taking it out of the NDI thing because I thought we was having some NDI network traffic issues, but and put it in the IP protocol. But I forgot the IP protocol is uncompressed, so I have to put it back in HX. And so actually what I'm thinking about doing too is buying a couple of 10 gigabyte network switches, and at least either 8 or 16 port 10 gigabyte network switch, and isolate our cameras to a whole segregated network, independent of our Wi-Fi network and independent of our computer network here at the church. So that way it will give us and I'm creating a VLAN on it, so that way I can dedicate at least 1 gigabyte lane for the camera systems using uncompressed video. And then with our new X32, and I'm going to see if I can create a video of the install and send it over to AJ and see if he wants to drop it in the media group, or I may drop it in the media group myself. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to create a Dante network, which we already use Dante protocol on our sound system from our Yamaha LS9 to our Yamaha SB160H stage box. So with the new soundboard, we have an X32 by Behringer that we're going to integrate through Dante, and then we're also going to put in some I think PS16 monitors for our band, so that way we can get some of that dB noise down on the stage, because a lot of our parishioners complain that the music is too loud, and I know that to be true because I was trying to create a video last week in worship, and I forgot to lower the audio coming in on the webcams, and man, the video was just totally distorted. So, but if anyone have any questions, you can ask. I've been going for about 32 minutes now, so I don't know if I'm gonna go to full hour unless you have any questions. Again, like I say, this is our workflow, and so we use, like I say, 3 Panasonic PTZ cams, a Behringer UMC 404 audio interface to bring our audio in from our soundboard. That will be eliminated as well with the new Dante protocol, and I probably could have eliminated it before just by buying a dongle from Alternate and bring it in to our PC. And also Alternate has a Dante app that you can download onto your PC that would bring the audio in as well, and you wouldn't have to, and I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks, but you wouldn't have to bring your audio in through an interface or through a dongle. So that's another option of bringing in clean digital audio. So again, that's one of the things that we're looking at to improve our workflow. The other thing we try to do is collaborate with the band, collaborate with the worship team, to kind of get an idea of how worship gonna flow, because here in the last month or so they didn't sort of changed up worship, and we really the ones that really kind of guide worship, especially since we've been in this COVID situation, whereas we kind of give them cues what's coming up next. We have fillers in between. Let me see if I can pull some of these fillers in from this folder here. Let's see. I think it's a video. Yeah, video. I think I'm about to do a video. So we're gonna browse, and we're gonna go back to our audio video folder, and we're gonna look for a folder called KS. KS stands for Karen Shields. She's my other teammate here in the ministry, and she's a lot smarter than I am with graphics and a lot of other things that we do, and so I'm trying to find a video here. I would shame some of these people, but these were some early on clips that we tried to do in our ministry. I'm intending to make a blooper reel to kind of bring that in. And so let's see here. She has Lower Third Projects, Igniter Projects, GT Designer Products. Let's go to her GT Designer Products, and then I may have to say all files so I can see it. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna load this file in and say okay. So, oh, that's just a blank there. Let's try this again. Add another input here. Go to video. Go to browse. You know what? I think it's in the MP4 folder. Let's try the MP4 folder. Yeah. So this is our jump backs, or loops, video loops. So I'm gonna make it large so I can see which ones I'm looking for. So since tomorrow we will be doing communion, this, and then like this is not scale right. See all this space off to the side here? So you go in your gear icon here on that particular input, you go up to the general section, and then the source aspect ratio is here. So you can come here and you can go widescreen and it'll automatically fit it to the screen. And then you can click on loop here and you can play the video. And so this is a video I think we purchased through Easy Worship, if I'm not mistaken. But this is how we let them know communion is coming up. When we transition this video from, like, if we had songs going on, the praise team and the choir was singing, and we get ready to transition to communion, we will put this video in. And I'm going to go add another input here and go to video. We're going to browse. Hopefully it's still in the same folder. Yes, we are. So this is let's click OK. So here, and we go in and fix this as well. So go to widescreen, and I want to really sharpen it too. Okay. So and automatic restart with transition. So what we do when we transition this, the choir know that they're coming up next after we come out of, say we coming out of communion, and we're trying to guide worship and what's going. So when they see this on iMag or on the monitors around the church, then they would see this flowing across. It stopped. I guess I didn't loop it. Okay, so I need to loop and hit play again. So, and that's another thing. If you don't hit loop, it will stop. So we're looping this through this video, so that way it doesn't stop. And as you can see here, the communion video is also looping. And so this is sort of how we guide worship. And so I don't know if you can see this. Let's see the church program. So this, like I said, when we're doing the order service, you know, these are some of the transitions we put in between our shots to be able to let the church and let the virtual church know, and as well as let the in-house church know what we're getting ready to go to and what we're getting ready to do. I'm gonna be funny here. I'm gonna be funny. I'm gonna be funny. Again, go widescreen and then sharpen your image here. And so, as you can see, maybe you can't see. Tell you what, let me switch the interface back over first. Switch the interface back over. Okay, and I'm gonna take this down. So, again, hopefully nobody's transitioning here to the fiery furnace. And let's put a loop on the fiery furnace, so that way, you know, but that, I'm just being facetious because that video is sitting in the folder. Let's find another one here. And so, and at one time, this is another funny video here. So sometime when the church is rocking and the band is really jamming, we would do this and put a loop on it and loop it over. So these are some of the funny things that you could do with your workflow in VMIX. And this is an offering video, and this is my pastor speaking here. I'm gonna switch back out of that. But again, this is and I should have recorded this screen. Let me show you how to record too. So we're gonna click on record here. We're gonna browse. Now this is a video here, and I can actually drag and drop this video of the band rehearsing earlier. So I'm gonna tell it video 2 for today, and I'm gonna okay. So now when I click record, it's also, I'm streaming and I'm recording at the same time. So the good thing about VMIX, you can use 3 streams at the same time as well as record. But in doing so, what you would need to do is make sure your computer has enough horsepower, has enough RAM, has enough VRAM in your graphics card, You want a graphics card with at least 3 gigabytes of RAM on it, dedicated RAM on it, as well as at least 32 gigabytes of RAM on your computer, and a CPU, let's say about at least an i7 6700K, to make sure it has enough muscle to okay, so Don, you have a question about stream. Okay, so here's how you would do that, Don. Now this is a stream key for today, but if I wanted to stream somewhere else, let's say I want to go to Facebook or YouTube. Let's do YouTube, and I'm gonna let's do that. So I'm gonna bring up my Google Chrome. I'll tell you what, let me drag it. Oops. I'm gonna bring this in here. So I'm gonna add this, and this is gonna stream to my it's gonna stream to my YouTube channel. So click on YouTube here, Don, and go in here to Studio, and I go to create, go live, let's blow this up so we can see this, and I tell it to so today is the 31st. I've never, I think I have did I live stream or did I just record before? Let's see here. This looks a little bit different here, man. Okay, here to go. So I come here and I copy my stream URL. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm gonna come back here to VMIX, and I'm actually gonna use a custom RFTP. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna paste that here. And then I'm going to copy the stream key here. So I'll copy the stream key and go here. So now I'm sending this feed to the 4ME conference on input 1. So now I'll just click start. Something didn't work right. Oh, I copied the same thing. I guess the stream key didn't copy. Let's try that again. Stream key. Copy stream key. So now I paste it here. Click on start. Now it's starting up. So now I'm also streaming out, and you'll see it pop up here in a second here. So right now I'm streaming to the 4ME conference on input 1 in VMIX. Then in input 2, I'm streaming to my personal YouTube group. And if I wanted to go to Facebook, I just do the same thing. Come over here, go to, where's Facebook? Go to Facebook here, and I can click here, type in my login credentials, and I can send it out to all 3 platforms at the same time. Let's see, Don, let me get back to your question here. I'm going to drag this back over to my other monitor here. Okay. So did that answer your question, Don? As like you said, like I say here, right here, you just come in here and you can stream to 3 different platforms simultaneously here. And again, You they have some preset things in here. You walls of Vimeo, Ustream, Twitch, Twitch Live, Sunday Stream. You got all these different platforms. Or go to, if you know the churches, not churches, but your domain server for your website platform. You just go in here, get those credentials, and type them in. So I'm gonna click, tell it to stop. Okay, hold on a second here. Let me close this other window first of all. Okay, let's close that window. Okay, let's come back to this window. So now if I want to stop that second stream, I just click the arrow to the right of stream here and click stop. And as you can see, it stopped the second stream from going out, but the first stream is still going. So it's about 47 minutes after here, and if anyone have any more questions, well, we have Facebook set up, but into the website we can't connect to. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if you're using WordPress or whatever. You would have to have that back end information to be able to stream to it, and I don't have mine here off the top of my head because I'm under my personal user here at the church using this, and normally all that's on the church side. So I have a ministry login and a personal login. So but you would basically need the custom RMTP settings for your website in which you're streaming to. So that should help. So we're gonna check out of here, and we're gonna go back and watch some other people in the conference here. And I want to say thank y'all for joining me today, and it's been a blast. And I'm really excited to be a part of the first 4ME conference, and I'm thankful to AJ for allowing me to be a part of it. Thank y'all, and see y'all around, maybe in one of the group sessions that we're having, the round tables. So I see you later.